Okay, guys, this been a long awaited, and I am here to stop the debate of whether or not Kindles are better than paper books. This isn't a book. These are my notes on why Kindles are definitely better than paper books. But if you like the video and if you agree with me, even if you don't agree with me, but you like the fact that I took my stance on this and I'm not backing down, even though I know that the physical book girlies love to fight and love to tussle, you should like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. Welcome back if you're not new, and if you're new here, don't be new the next time that you click on this video, because why would you be new 2 times? Like, I'm just not understanding. Anyways, let's get into why I believe Kindles are better than paperbooks. So I took notes. Yep, look, I'm all organized today. I took notes on why I definitely believe Kindles are 100%, maybe not 100%, but they're better than paper books, and this is why. So my first reason as to why Kindles are better than paper books is because Kindles are so easily transportable. This Kindle is so lightweight. It probably weighs like not even a pound. It is so lightweight, and it fits in majority of universal pockets. If you got a pocket, your Kindle can most likely fit in it. Let's see if my Kindle fits into my roll pocket. I already know that it does, but let me just show you that, guys, that it does, so that y'all know I'm not capping. And just like that, my Kindle was in my pocket. I'm not even trying to flex on y'all, but y'all cannot say that y'all paper books is fitting in y'all pocket unless it's like a really, really little paper book. And then you mean to tell me that you're straining your eyes to see the words on the page? Like, no, we're not doing that. Kindles fit very universally, can fit into your pocket depending on which one you have. This one is the Kindle Paperwhite 2022, I believe, and it is in 16 gigabytes. And I super duper love my Kindle, as you can see, hence why I'm making this video. But the first reason why I love it is because it's so easily transportable, small in size, and super lightweight. That means that, let's say we are traveling, because we're talking about easily transportable, that means I don't have to bring a 5-pound book in my luggage, and I don't have to bring multiple 5-pound books in my luggage, and I don't have to worry about it taking up space in my luggage or it weighing my luggage down, and I'm at the airport and I'm stressing like, damn, you mean to tell me I'm gonna only be able to bring one book because I'm scared of it being weighing too much? Like, I don't have to have that type of anxiety when I go to the airport because I travel with my Kindle. If you are planning on bringing a physical book to the airport, just stop right now. Because first of all, if you bring the physical book, you are most likely at risk of damaging the book. You are at risk of making your luggage overweight. You are at risk of bringing one book that you actually hate, and now you're stuck with that book. So just right there, let's stop the video and just go on Amazon and buy you a Kindle, because like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Head scratch. Yeah, what are you doing? Second reason why I believe that Kindles are better than paper books, and yes, I am going off my notes because as much as I remember it, I want y'all to really get the tea. So the fear of damaging your paper books. Everybody or most people have a fear of damaging their paper books. I like my book to feel read. I know a lot of people don't like that. I like my book to feel just a slight bit red, but a lot of people do not like that. They want their book to look very crisp, very nice. They wanted to keep that feeling of when they open it, they smell the pages of the book, fresh scent pages. But if you are planning on being a person who reads books outside of your home, you are at risk of damaging your books every time you take it from off of your bookshelf or out of your room or out of wherever your reading space is. When you travel with a paper book, you are definitely at risk of damaging that book. So you want to carry your paper book with you to so-and-so's house. You want to carry your paper book to Jill and Jam's house. And now you're at risk of putting your paper book in your bag, and then the ends is all bent up, they're crusty, the pages are folded because you threw it in your bag, and now your book is ruined. And now you don't like it because it's ugly. And now you have to go to the book and buy a second one. Are you fucking kidding me? So with a Kindle, you do not have that problem. It's not going to bend. Ain't nothing happening to your Kindle. It's not going nowhere. Trust me. Throw it in your bag, throw it on the floor, throw it down the toilet. It is still going to be the same old good Kindle. These are so hard to break. That's another reason, but this wasn't in my notes, so I'm just going to say it now. These are so hard to break. Like, literally, I've heard people having this for like 10 years, not this specific one, but they still have the first generation Kindle, and there still works perfectly fine. No damages, no bugs, none of that weird stuff, like how Apple be doing. Apple, don't sue me. But yeah, so Kindles don't have those issues, and they've dropped it. Their dog has chewed on it. Their baby has thrown it, and it is still the same good old working Kindle. It's like the old phones that used to have the back, and when your phone used to slide across the floor, and the back of the phone and the battery came out, you put it together, and it was still working fine. Yep, Kindles are just like that, but except it doesn't have no battery or no back, and it's gonna work perfectly fine. It's not gonna crack. It's not gonna break. Don't take my word for that. I don't know if it'll crack, but in my personal opinion, I've heard so many people talk about it, and it hasn't broke. And mine hasn't broke either, and it's dropped, and it's been ran all over through the place, and it's still fine. So yeah, that is the main tip for book collectors who are very obsessive over their books and they just want to keep them really, really nice. Like I said, really crisp. Please be honest with the folks when you say that you also have a Kindle or an ebook where you read books on your ebook, because nobody wants to risk getting juice on their Kindle, getting water. I mean, you can risk getting juice on your Kindle because your Kindle is easily, you can wipe it off. And mine specifically is waterproof. I don't know if all of them are, but in my case scenario, yeah, wipe it off and call it a day. Or even in the case scenario of any Kindle, wipe it off. In a paper book, you cannot do that. You risk getting water or juice splashing on your paper book. Now you just like, I don't even like this. Or food stains, because you're so indulged in a book, you want to carry it everywhere, but now your book is looking like you carried it everywhere. And that's what we don't want. So get you a Kindle. Okay, baby? Now, tip number 3. Why am I saying tip? I mean, reason number 3 why I believe that Kindles are better than paper books. On your Kindle, right? You have a timestamp. So right now, I am in the middle of Butcher and Blackbird. I actually just finished the Mindfuck series, and now I'm in the middle of Butcher and Blackbird. So as you can see, it's October, and I'm really into reading about serial killers, but that's besides the point. Don't get on me. Anyways, in the bottom, it has a thing. In the bottom right corner, it says 7 minutes left in the chapter, and in the other side of the, in the left side of the corner, it says 7% in the book. Then you have an overall time of the book, and it says for me 7 hours 40 minutes left in the book, 7% in the book. And then you have where you could just put it to nothing at all if you're one of them, but I'm not. And when you click up here, you have an overview where you could change the layout, and you could just, that's another tip. I'm not even going to get into too much into that right now because I'm saving that a little bit for later. But the reason why I super duper love how it tells us how much minutes left we have in a chapter and the percentage of we have left in the chapter is because I am such a reward girly. Like, give me a reward, give me a sticker. Yeah, I want to see it. And that's my reward, and that's my sticker. It is so motivating when you are looking at your book and it says 3 minutes left in the chapter to just continue going. It is so motivating when you see 65%. You're like, I can get to 75. Let's see how fast I can get to 75. 3 minutes, let me try to beat it in 2. Like, that is so motivating. I don't even think that you guys understand what I'm talking about. I don't even think that you can fathom what I'm talking about. But it's just something that, because you see it, you continue to read. And if you see, say you're reading a chapter and you see 5 minutes left in the book, and then you're reading, and then you get done with it, and the next chapter is like 2 minutes left in the chapter. Now you done got bumped up your percentage in the book, and you've also went further. And then say after the 2 minutes, it says 3 minutes left. You're like, oh, I could read 3 minutes, and it continues to keep you indulged in reading until you're done with the book. And that is one of the reasons why you read books much faster on your Kindle, because you continue to go, and that is like a pusher. And maybe we don't realize it. It's probably psychological, but it's super duper helping us continue to read, and it's just keeping us going. I think personally that the percentage is such like a key thing, because you see yourself get to 90%, you're like, bro, I'm right there. Like, I'm just about to finish it off. That is going to get you to finish way more books than you probably ever had in your whole life. My 4th reason why Kindles are better than paper books is because what I was just saying, it makes you read so much faster. Like, you read so much faster. And I don't know if it's the pace that you're reading at, or the fact that you just are continuously reading. Not to mention, well, I've already mentioned that because you are traveling with that book everywhere without the fear of damaging the book, because you can see the percentage in the time left in the book, which keeps you reading much more, it causes you to read at a much faster pace or finish books way faster than you would on a physical book. This generation, the Kindle, as we can see, is a ebook. It is a screen. Paper books are print, they are paper. Our generation, don't even lie, our generation is super duper addicted with screens. Now, this is really why I feel like we read much faster on our Kindle. When you are looking at a screen, look, come closer. When you are reading a paper book, you are reading on paper, which we are not used to anymore. We've been through away paper. Kids don't really even use notebooks in school no more. It's more about digital. Everything is more digital. AIs are taking over the world. Are you listening to me? Everything is digital. Get with the program. When we are on a screen, it's less distracting. If you're on your phone, and I'm not talking about your phone, baby, I'm talking about a Kindle. Because while you're on your phone, you get notifications, then you go on TikTok. Now you've been on TikTok for 45 minutes and you missed out on 45 minutes of reading. No, we got to put the phones down. We got to shut them down. Phones, nowhere near the books. Not the ebooks or the paper books. None of it. When you are on your Kindle and you are reading on your screen, I don't know if it's because we stay in people's business and reading paragraphs about people's business, but you are just tapping away. It is so much faster, and it seems to me that the Kindle has less words on the page than the actual paper book. Now, I don't know if that's because we could up the font or whatever, but it just seems like whatever's on the screen, you are going through it much more faster than you are on a paper book. And maybe that's because we really have to read it more on a paper book. But on a Kindle, it just seems like we are so used to, well, I'm so used to reading a screen, so I'm just flying through it, literally. With our short attention spans, I really don't think we're going to get anywhere, but that's besides the point. This Kindles limits you distractions. Like I said, you will not be super distracted. Just like if you're reading a paper book, when you are sitting there reading a paper book, you might feel like you're doing homework or something and be like, Todd, close this book up. I don't even want to touch another page. But when you are on a Kindle, it feels so much like your phone that you just tap, and now you're done with the book in an hour, when it would have took a couple of days because you would have felt drained picking up that book. Don't lie. You know that I'm saying this. You know that I'm talking the truth. Like, don't even lie. And this leads me to my fifth reason of why Kindles are definitely better than paper books. If you haven't been convinced already, we're getting to it, okay? Now, the reason as to why Kindles are better than paper books is because this really has nothing to do with a paper book necessarily, but the Kindles are great because the lighting on the Kindle is less blue light than the phone. So those headaches that you might get with the phone by staying on your phone for too long, yeah, the Kindles are trying to limit that. They are limiting it. Of course, they cannot get rid of it altogether because we still need the background light to bring out the lighting, but they have significantly less blue light in it. So thank you, Kindle. So it becomes very less damaging to the eyes, and you can read for longer durations of periods, which just makes it so much better. You can read for hours upon hours without feeling your eyes be hurt or maybe dizzy, or I don't know. It just really limits it. We already spend enough time on social media. We do need to be spending that same amount of time reading, but we don't need to spend just as much time on social media and just as much time reading on our ebooks, so that we have even more issues when it comes to our eyes, our heads. Like, we don't need that. We don't need the migraines. Baby, keep it. And Kindles are trying to say the same thing. Baby, keep them. We don't need them, nor do we want them. We just want to read in peace. And this Now, this has something to do with Paperbooks. So, because Kindles have built-in light, books do not have that. So, let's go on to the sixth reason why I believe Kindles are better than Paperbooks. Kindles are better than Paperbooks because it is so much better for nighttime reading. And if you were just listening to the last point that I made and this point, then you know why it's better for nighttime reading. Kindles have light. You don't need to get a little fake light in the back of you. You don't need to have your flashlight trying to put it on your book while you're going to bed and waking up people with your light because it's shining all in their eyes if you're sleeping with people in your room. You don't need to worry about holding your light and being all in a weird position while you're trying to get ready for sleep or having on a light in the back. No, baby, this is built-in light. You can read this laying down in the comfort of your bed without having to worry about the lighting. And not only that, but because it is lighting and it understands that it's lighting, while you are going to sleep, you can turn down the brightness, you could put it to a warm screen, you could put it to darkness mode just to get you real snug and ready for bed as you finish up, wind down your night, take it down, and you're just comfy, you laying there, you reading, you just feel good. And you don't have to worry about, again, weird positioning with your book and trying to hold your light, hold your book. And that is another part of why Kindles are better than Paperbooks. This still falls into the same category of nighttime reading. Kindles are better than Paperbooks for nighttime reading because imagine I have my paperbook and I'm trying to go to sleep and now I'm laying on my side and I have these two big sides and I'm laying down and I'm all twisted up trying to lean. Now, the problem with that is when you are laying down on your side and you are trying to read, your book is folded. So the words that are in the middle crease, in the mid crease, you can't really see them. Now you gotta bend it open real wide, damage the hems of the book, and you still could barely read because now you gotta hold this down and instead you gotta use your flashlight. It's just too much. And admit it, it's too much to read when you're going to sleep. And if you're like me, I like to read when I'm in bed. I like to read when my day is already over. You mean to tell me that I have to get home and still struggle to read? And that is a big reason why I didn't used to read. Because there was a point in time where the only time that I had to read was nighttime when I was winding down to go to bed. And now I have to be in my bed struggling and I just don't even want to do that. The anxiety and the thoughts that I would have before I even picked up my book, thinking about how much work I would have to do just to read, will keep me from even picking up a book at all. And that is a big issue. Now with the Kindle, I don't have that issue because I have one side and I could lay down and just tap with one finger, tap, 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 tap. I don't have to worry about none of that. I don't have to worry about any of that. I lay down, I tap away, I move on, and that's it. I have my light built in. I don't have to hold my flashlight with one hand, struggle with the other two pages. It's just we're not there anymore. We're not there anymore. And then not to mention with the physical book, then you have to lay on your back. You're laying with it over your face trying to read. You're at risk of it falling on your face and hitting you. You know how that feels. You've had that happen with your phone. Don't lie. Well, we don't have to have that with Kindles. Lay on your side, read comfortably, and that is like such a big reason as to why I super duper love my Kindle, because sometimes life is just busy and you do not have the time to read throughout the day. And then you don't want to get home and struggle to read at night. Like, we just don't want to do that. So that leads me into my seventh reason as to why I believe that Kindles are definitely better than paper. Kindle Accessibilities. Now, I don't know if that's what I'm supposed to be saying or how I'm supposed to be calling it, but back to the whole nighttime thing. You mean to tell me that when you have your physical book and you have to read with your phone above your face, you have to keep your glasses on. A lot of people do not sleep with their glasses on. I don't know if you do, but I don't. And if you have glasses, you might be straining your eyes to see your paper book. And let's just be real. If you're reading from right here and you have a paper book, you're straining your eyes. You cannot see without your glasses. Now, look, because it's print, there's nothing you could do about that. A paper book is print. It's printed. It's paper. What you get is what you get, and that's it. Don't complain. But on a Kindle, you have so many options to adjust the things that you want to upgrade to fit your liking. For me, because I do struggle with my eyesight, I have the option to up my font, to fix my font size, adjust my font style, depending on what I like, adjust the layout that better suits me, adjust the boldness, adjust the margins, adjust the spacing, everything is in my control to adjust it just the way that I like it to fit my personal needs. So if I up the size to the maximum size and I put it back from right here, I can see. Now the size that I have it at is perfectly fine for me, but the size of my physical book is not going to be perfectly fine for me because I specifically targeted it to fit what I like and what fits me. Now you have the option to do that too if you get a Kindle. You get what I'm saying? You picking up what I'm putting down? Yeah. So that is just such a good reason why people should be getting a Kindle, because it makes life so much easier. You're not stuck with what you have if you can't deal with it. Like, you have full control to adjust the things that you want to better. And again, that's maybe why I feel like I read so much faster, because my font is bigger and it's not 2 pages. So I'm going through it like this. It's like reading one page of the book instead of both sides. You're going to be flying through it much quicker because you just see that one page. It's not too much to take in at once, if you get what I'm saying. And this, adjusting the font and being able to bold in my text and adjust the font size and adjust the font lighting, has definitely been a game changer to me when it comes to reading in general. It makes reading in general such a much better experience on my Kindle than I've ever had in my whole entire life. And I'm not even joking. I'm not. That leads me into my 8th reason as to why I believe that Kindles are definitely better than paper books. And let's keep going. If this was keeping you away from the Kindle, baby, don't let it keep you away no more. The Kindle battery life is amazing. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, first of all, for it to be the type of product that it is, a product that we use daily, such as we use our iPhones, etc., if you read that much, these are some amazing devices where the battery life lasts up to 6 weeks. At least on my Kindle Paperwhite, it definitely lasts up to 6 weeks for me. I don't think I've had to charge my Kindle more than one time, and I've had it for about probably going on 2 months. And I have not had to charge my Kindle. I've only charged my Kindle once. Literally once. And it wasn't because it was dying. It was on like 30%, and I decided to put it on the charger while I was charging my iPhone. So actually, battery life shouldn't be a problem because we charge our phones every single day and we can't live without them. And it's not nothing to just throw your Kindle on the charger and plug it up. But if you forget, don't be worried that your Kindle is going to be dead tomorrow, because 9 times out of 10, it most likely won't for the next 6 weeks. Now, if that hasn't blown you away, baby, I don't know what will. Actually, I do know what will, and it's coming up right in this video. Let's just jump on to my 9th reason as to why I believe Kindles are better than paper books. Kindles are better than paper books because if you are an introvert like me, in a way, kind of, sort of, don't beat me up. If you have anxiety like me, and sometimes you get a little bit nervous and overwhelmed by going in stores and having to search for things, get you a Kindle. It is a one-time purchase. And it is a purchase that you could do straight from the comfort of your home, straight in the comfort of your bed, in the comfort of wherever you are. Buy yourself a Kindle. Keep that Kindle. Treasure that Kindle. Because you won't have to put yourself in many uncomfortable situations when you have your Kindle. You can avoid bookstores altogether, libraries altogether, because now you have your Kindle. And every single book is 9 times out of 10 on Amazon and available for purchase on your Kindle. And if you have Kindle Unlimited, it most likely will be on Kindle Unlimited too. So it's not super hard to find books. Go on Amazon, and again, 9 times out of 10, every single book in this world is on Amazon, and it's ready to be purchased on your Kindle and on your ebook. And if it's not, check Kindle Unlimited. It might be available for free. And that leads me to my 10th reason as to why I believe Kindles are better than paper books. And that is, last but not least, Kindle Unlimited. Kindle's own library. And not to mention, Kindle has partnered up with library cards, actual library cards. So if you go to your city or wherever you're at and you have a library card, you can actually check out books from your library card onto your Kindle. Now, I don't know how this works completely because I have not done it myself, check out a book from my library card onto my Kindle, but I've saw the option on my Kindle that I can use my library card to put books onto my Kindle. So let's talk about Kindle Unlimited, Kindle's own library. Kindle Unlimited is a monthly subscription payment. It is about $12 a month. And let's just math this out. Say in 12 months, I read about 130 books, right? That means that per month I'm reading, what's 130 divided by 12? So that means monthly I am reading about 10 books, right? 10 books a month. And if you're reading 10 books a month, but you are paying $12 a month for that, do you know how much money you save having Kindle Unlimited? You've saved so much money. Even if you break that down to 5 books a month, do you know how much money you saved? Because each of those 10 books or each of those 5 books would have been $12. But now you spent $12 on just one book and you read 5. Now tell me that's not amazing. Tell me that's not amazing. If you have Kindle, you should just invest in Kindle Unlimited. Unless you are like a full-time mom or a full-time student and you don't really read your Kindle. But if you're somebody like me who sits and binges on books, baby, I've only started binging on books once I got my Kindle. If you are a binger on books, get you a Kindle. And I've also wanted to say this too. You're probably not a slow reader, and you're probably not somebody who doesn't like reading. You probably just haven't got yourself a Kindle, and continue to force yourself to read paper books, because after I used to get done with paper books, I will be so drained from reading that I will have to take like 2 weeks off until I read the next book. And with my Kindle, I do not have that. I jump from one book into the next, hence why I've invested into Kindle Unlimited, and I've read so many books this month and last month that I would have probably spent over $100 in the past 2 months on how many books I've been reading. So I definitely think you should get Kindle Unlimited. It is so worth it to get Kindle Unlimited. Like super duper worth it. Many of the new releases come out on Kindle Unlimited first. I don't know if they get taken off, but they do. The only thing about Kindle Unlimited is you can only check out 15 books at a time and return them once you're done, so that you can have more. It's kind of like a library card. You cannot go past a certain number of books that you check out before you return them. That's how it works. I don't know why, but I think that's actually fair, because we're not reading all of those 15 books at once. Just keep it in your TBR, keep it in your want to be read, and go back to it later after you get done with the book and return it. Me, I just do it where as soon as I'm done with the book, I return it and I check out my next one, I read that and I return it. So I definitely think Kindle Unlimited is the perfect thing to get when you have a Kindle, because I've invested into it, and trust me, it's been a lifesaver. Like super duper been a lifesaver. Majority of the new releases are on there. So if you're looking for something that you want to read, go ahead. Butcher and Blackboard just came out like probably 2 months ago, and it's on Kindle Unlimited for me to read it. And I didn't have to go out, I didn't have to do anything, and I'm reading it. This year was definitely for me one of the years where I stopped talking about the things that I'm going to do and I start doing and living in the things that I said I was going to do. And you can too. If you want to be a book girly, but you've been trying paper books, get you a Kindle. You better come up here and get you one of these. Yes. Anyways, that is it for why I believe Kindles are better than paper books. And I'm pretty sure by the end of this video, you do too. I'll see you next time. Bye.